Un blog. In this lesson, we're going to learn the format and the content of writing a blog. The content of a blog is similar to that of a diary in that you're going to be sharing your feelings and your thoughts about a topic of interest. The difference is in a blog, you're going to be writing your public thoughts and feelings, not your most intimate, personal ones that you don't want to share with the world, but rather ones that you do want to share with the world, more public views and public feelings about what's going on in the world. The format of a blog will look like this. You'll begin with the URL of the blog at the top, then the name of the blog, and the blog is typically thematic, meaning you might write a blog that's all about automobiles. Somebody else might write about French cuisine. Somebody else might write about the environment or interior decorating. Whatever it is that you find to be very interesting to talk about, something that you know about, and others may be interested in hearing about and learning about and applying even in their own lives, let's say a cooking blog. If you have really good recipes, if you have really good short videos that show people how to make food, then that kind of blog would be perfect. So you're going to want to think about the name of your blog depending on the theme of your blog. Then you're going to put the name of the entrance of the blog or the blog post, the date you wrote it, and your name so people know who's writing this information. The URL, for example, this blog is going to be about food or gastronomy. We don't say that word very often in English, but it is an English word. It means the science of choosing food, cooking food, and eating food. We might say cuisine more in English than gastronomy, but this is revolutionary gastronomy from Cuba. This is going to be a Cuban blog about food. So the name of the blog is Gastronomía Revolucionaria. The name of this particular blog post is going to be the story and recipe for grapefruit steak. The date of this blog will be written the 1st of January 1959, and the name of the writer of the blog is Fidel Castro Ruz. Before a writer gets into the content of the blog, the thoughts and feelings about whatever it is they're writing about, they want to have a really catchy first sentence to draw you in. That's an introducción llamativa. The blog is often also written in different sections. So you can read, in this case, the first section is going to be about the history of grapefruit steaks. And then the next section is going to be about the recipe of grapefruit steaks. So you want to break it up into smaller pieces that people can consume. Usually they're reading these on their cell phones. Words that you want to highlight, you're going to want to put in bold. Palabras destacadas are words that you want to highlight. And letras negras are in bold. So if there's a specific term or concept you want somebody to really look at and pay attention to, you may want to put that in bold. And if you have a link to another web page, then you'll want to subrayar that enlace. Those are underlined links. An enlace is a link, and a subrayada means to underline. So if you want the person to be able to click on this and see more information about this concept on another web page, whether it's yours or somebody else's, you're going to want to subrayar that. At the end of a blog, you're often trying to get people to do some kind of call to action. If it's a food blog, make this recipe. If it's the environment, change this habit or recycle more or contact a senator. There's often a call to action. You want to influence and have an impact on people through your blog. That's the whole point of writing it. Not only to write about something that you know about and that you enjoy, but you want to impact the reader and say, hey, you can make your life better by doing X, Y, or Z action. If you have sources that are supporting an argument that you're trying to make in the blog, then you want to put those sources down at the end. And solicit comments. One of the best things about blogs is that people can comment on what your information is. Now, often that's very negative feedback. Sometimes it can be positive feedback, but you're going to want to solicitar comentarios at the end as well. Now, a blog doesn't look like you're trying to put forth an argument, but you are. And even if it's a cooking blog, even if it's an environmental blog or a home decorating blog, the argument that you're trying to make is there's a problem. You don't know how to cook this, or you don't know how to organize your house, or there's a problem with the environment, and I have a solution for you, and I want you to do something about that after you read this blog. So there's almost always some kind of either overt or covert argument being made in a blog. And certainly, Advanced Placement and International Baccalaureate will want you to take the information that you've read in other sources, and if they ask you to write a blog using those sources, this is a chance for you to make an argument with those sources supporting what you're saying. The Smitten Kitchen is a good example of a food blog. Here at the top, you have the URL, which is smittenkitchen.com. You have, in this case, a logo of Smitten Kitchen and not the word itself. Here you have the name of the blog post, the date, and some other information there. And the author's name is not there, I assume because it's the same author for all of the blogs, so everyone knows who the author is. And you can see there's a couple of paragraphs of introduction into the blog. She tells a little bit of a story, continues with that story, and then you notice that the blog has different sections: formula, flour, sugars, butter, baking. So in each one of these, she develops those points just a little bit. She continues with that. And then once she gets to the bottom, she has a series of other blogs as well that you can choose from if you're interested in reading about those that are relating to this blog post. Then she has a recipe if you want to go ahead and make the things that she's been discussing and describing above in the blog. And then a place to leave comments below. So this is similar to pretty much every blog that's out there, that same format. So again, this is a fantastic format for just enjoying exploring your passions, sharing those with other people, and encouraging them to make positive changes in their own life. Have fun writing your own blog.